understanding of exactly what it is Russia and Putin are doing, and it's pretty straightforward. He wants to reposition Russia once again as a geopolitical force. Here's what you're going to see in the next few weeks. The Russians will begin to fly combat missions in that region, not just targeting ISIS, but in order to prop up Assad.
How about that? It was just 2 weeks ago that Senator Marco Rubio said that exact thing at the last GOP debate, predicting that Russia would launch airstrikes in Syria, sparing ISIS terrorists potentially, but targeting those who are fighting the Assad regime. A prediction we saw unfold earlier today. Joining me now, Republican presidential candidate, Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, you nailed it. I mean, that's exactly what we're now seeing. How did you know that was going to happen?
Well, it was quite predictable. It had already been reported in the media that the Russians were positioning air assets in Syria, and it was clear why. They were propping up Assad. And they may conduct some operations against ISIS, but this is not about ISIS. This is about propping up Assad, who is a client state of both Iran and Vladimir Putin. And it's about something even broader, and that is showing the world that Russia is now a power broker in the Middle East, and the message they're sending is they're actually more reliable than America under Barack Obama. So this is a multifaceted plan by Vladimir Putin to prop up Assad, but more importantly, to replace America as the most important outside power broker in the region, and that's the purpose of these airstrikes.
How big a setback is this to the United States and our allies in the region?
Well, it diminishes America's importance. In the eyes of the world, we're beginning to look like a junior partner under Barack Obama. You saw that this week play out at the United Nations. And nations in that region, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, Jordan, and others, look and say, you know, America, we've had a tough time getting them under Barack Obama to do anything meaningful. In fact, all they talk about is what they're not going to do or how they're going to get out of here. Maybe Russia would be a good partner to work with.
Just last night, here on the Fox News Channel, one of your competitors for the 2016 nomination, Donald Trump, had a different idea for how to deal with Syria, with ISIS in Syria, that looked a lot like what we saw today from Putin. Here's what he said.
Putin is now taking over what we started, and he's going into Syria, and he frankly wants to fight ISIS, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
Once Putin gets in and fights ISIS on behalf of Assad, Putin runs Syria. He owns it. He'll never get out. Never.
All right. OK, fine. I mean, you know, we can be in Syria. Do you want to run Syria?
Your thoughts on that, Senator, in the wake of what we saw today?
He's wrong about that, and it's just a misunderstanding about the reality of this. The purpose of what the Russians are doing is not to defeat ISIS. I mean, they ultimately may need to defeat ISIS in Syria in order to protect Assad, but the purpose of this is to prop up Assad.
But what Trump's answer to that is, so what? Assad, you know, if I have to choose between Assad and ISIS, I guess I'll side with Assad.
Assad is a brutal dictator, but he's worse than that. This is a man who gassed his own people. But going further than that, Assad has given refuge. He's given assistance to every major terrorist organization in the Middle East. He's an anti-American thug in the Middle East that's always acted against our national interest, that continues to do so even to this day. And I don't think the choice should be Assad or ISIS. I think they both need to go. I think it's important that they both be replaced.
What should we do?
ISIS with obviously well, the first thing we need to do is put together a coalition with our Sunni allies in the region. ISIS is a Sunni force, and they can only be permanently defeated by Sunnis themselves. The United States will have to help put that coalition together, but it would be Sunni ground forces from Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Jordan, and even Sunnis from inside of Iraq and Syria.
Before I let you go, the news just hitting a short time ago that apparently Hillary Clinton's emails, her private email was attempted to be hacked, or at least 5 attempts were made to hack it by the Russians. And this is just now breaking. So your thoughts on that, on the insecurity of that email she was using for official business?
Yeah. When this whole thing about the email broke, one of the first things I said is she made susceptible to foreign intelligence agencies sensitive information about U.S. strategy and U.S. policies. And I bet you it's not just the Russians. I don't know this for sure, but I bet you're going to find the Chinese as well, and maybe some other intelligence sources tried to access that as well. Again, I thought of all the things that have happened here, the lying is a big deal, of course, but the exposure of American sensitive information to foreign intelligence agencies by communicating in an insecure manner is incompetence, it is malpractice, it's inexcusable.
They're looking into it, and they haven't confirmed whether the hacking was successful in these particular instances, but at least 5 times it was attempted by the Russians, according to the latest news. Senator Marco Rubio, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Well, serious concern is building along the U.S. East Coast tonight, with two monster storm systems now threatening to join forces, and millions of people are potentially in the path. Meteorologist Rick Reichmuth is here with what you need to know. Plus, the more presidential candidate Carly Fiorina rises in the polls, the harsher the media attacks against her. But are they true and fair? James Rosen and Howie Kurtz separate fact from fiction. Next.
Yesterday, I was protested by Planned Parenthood people who were throwing condoms at me. I don't know what that has to do with this.